Hi, I'm Lennox Cornwall, author of Amazon bestseller Embracing Failure, Your Key to Success, and of course my latest book, Creating a Fulfilling Life Through Spiritual Growth. Today I want to talk to you about some ghosts that are running your life without you even knowing it, and without knowing it, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Now, these ghosts are things like memories, fears, and emotions that Carl Jung, when put together, called these a complex. Now, these complexes are hidden in the subconscious mind. And I want to share with you a story that's a true story of me. When I first came to America, you can tell, although I live in America, I did not get raised in Possum Hollow, Mississippi. Okay, I grew up in London and came here later on. When I did, I was an avid runner. I still am, but not as avid as I was back then. I don't have the stamina now. And I wanted to train myself for a marathon. I'd never run one before, but I could run. So I thought, you know what, let me start out running a half marathon. I'll plot my own course and everything else. And, I'll be ready for a marathon when I'm ready. So I set out one day and I was running and running and running. And the terrain and the neighborhoods became more and more unfamiliar to me, to a point where I actually arrived in what some people would call the hood. Now, I noticed that things were different and people were looking at me really funny. I was wearing my sort of cute little shorts and everything else. And I thought, you know what? I need to get out of here. So I did. I got out of there as fast as I could. Now, what made me all of a sudden decide that I was in a place that I needed to not be in? Well, quite frankly, like you and everybody else, I am programmed to recognize when I'm in danger. Okay, so what happens is the memories, for example, that are stored in the subconscious, the emotions that are stored in the subconscious, and the fears that are stored in the subconscious alert us to danger, and they also alert us to things like pleasure. There are also pleasurable things in the subconscious that actually make up those complexes as well. But I want to talk about the unsavory stuff right now, because while those pre-programmed subconscious memories and so on help you, they're also actually hindering you. I want to talk about relationships for a second to actually highlight this. Now, I've met people in my coaching career and just in life generally who tell themselves that they want the most beautiful relationship that they can have, and yet they continue to self-sabotage when they meet Mr. or Mrs. Right. Okay? So what's happening? Well, what's happening is the conscious stuff that they're telling themselves about how great this relationship is or how great a relationship wants is overridden by the subconscious programming from childhood, where they may have suffered childhood abuse, school bullying, or a broken relationship. Now, any of us over the age of 21 can, relate to having a broken relationship, right? That pain stays with us often, okay? So unless you're able to change that around, you're never going to find the relationship that you want. Other areas where a complex can form, of course, is things like money, things like success, things like business. So a business failure could indeed create a situation in you that forces you to continue failing when you know that you want success. You're doing everything that you can. You're working harder. You're working smarter. But what you haven't done is cleared the complex. You haven't changed that subconscious complex so that it becomes a winning complex. Now, one of the things I talk about in creating a fulfilling life through spiritual growth is how to do that. So we need to understand, which I may cover in a later video, cause and effect. All causes are actually spiritual. So we've got to work with those spiritual causes, which then changes the conscious way that we think. And changing the conscious way that we think starts changing our behaviors. And when our behaviors change, the circumstances of our life change. So that's all for today. But really getting hold of those complexes and changing them, changing what's going on in your subconscious mind is an absolute key to creating a fulfilling life that, on purpose, and obviously changing a fulfilling life through spiritual growth. So tune in for the next video. My name is Lennox Cornwall, author of the Amazon bestseller, Embracing Failure, Your Key to Success. And like I said, of course, creating a fulfilling life through spiritual growth. Have a great day. Have a great life. Join my email list for access to the full series, for giveaways and a lot more. By the way, I hate spam as much as you do, so I'll never share your information with anyone else. And last but not least, if you don't see the value in the resources I share with you, I'd really encourage you to unsubscribe. So click the link to join us today.